What's going on? What's going on? My boy Shakur Stevenson, he wants that work when it comes to Lomachenko. Well, according to him anyway. Well, a lot of people have been talking about what Lomachenko is going to do next. A lot of people are thinking about him coming down in weight. I mean, me personally, I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's probably going to stay at 135 pounds. And I think it just might be the best route for him. Just due to the fact that you already lost to Teofimo Lopez. You believe that, quote, you were robbed, or whatever it is. So if you believe that you were robbed, you can still take steps into putting yourself into position to face him again if he's still at 135 pounds. If he happens to leave 135 pounds, those belts obviously scatter. And him being under Top Rank, him being with Bob Arum will put him into space to get those belts. Probably two, if not three of those, or maybe even all three of those belts. He'll put him into position to do that. So I'm thinking, and then you're pretty much alone in the division, because you're not going to face Devin, and Devin's kind of stuck, he's kind of stuck in the zone, which is a closed platform, so he pretty much can pick up two, maybe three of the belts and then just kind of ride that wave for a while until, let's say, then Shakur Stevenson comes up at 135 pounds, like 2 years from now or so. Then you can have a fight with him, But another thing that people have been talking about also is about Lomachenko coming down in weight, down to 130 pounds, and maybe campaigning there because all of a sudden 135 is too big for him. I mean, it could be an option, but the only thing is that if you go down to 130 pounds, people are going to want to see that fight between him and Shakur Stevenson. They're going to want to see that like ASAP. And also depending on when he moves down, it becomes a question: is he even going to be in a space where where he can have a belt? Because right now Diaz has a belt, and he's with Golden Boy with the IBF Championship, and I think he has a managerial, I believe, contract with MTK Global. But he's also into a big thing because he's actually filed a lawsuit against Oscar De La Hoya, and he's trying to get out of his contract and be free of that. And I'm not even sure what's going on as far as him with his rematch with Tevin Farmer, if that's going to happen. So that's one thing that's going on. The other belt is obviously held by Gervonta Tank Davis. A fight between those two companies, not going to happen. You know what I mean? Just due to the fact that even if it was to happen, it's going to have to be a situation where pretty much Lomachenko is just coming over. It's not going to be a ESPN Showtime thing, nothing like that. It's going to be a situation where you're getting a check, you bring your tail over there, and you fight, you get your check, you leave. It's going to be a situation where Gervonta Tank's team has 100% complete control of that event, and I just don't see Bob Arum doing that. That's part of the reason why I also don't think Crawford versus Earl Spence is going to happen either. Also, because just the logistics of what would have to be, it's just Bob Arum's not going to do it. So I don't see that fight happening. So that would leave Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, supposedly, he's supposed to fight the Herring and Frampton winner within 30 days. I think within 90 days from their fight. That's what the WBO said. So he's going to be fighting that winner. And whoever wins, doesn't matter who it is, he's going to win and he's going to have that belt. But then now we're going to have the WBC belt that's also available at 135 pounds. 130 pounds with Burchelt. Burchelt, he's supposed to fight Vargas, whatever that dude's name is, Vasquez, whatever the hell his name is. Their bout was canceled due to, whatever, the Rona. And they're going to be fighting each other. So the winner of that fight, supposedly, that winner is supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, though. But let's say if Lomachenko came down to, an option would be for him to fight the winner of that fight, and he could get that belt. But that also could be a problem because if Burchett wins, Burchett kind of has the same style as, what's his name? What's that boy's name? My mind is blank today, but who Lomachenko lost against besides Tio? I cannot believe I forgot this man's name. But I forgot this man's name. But we're gonna keep it rolling. But has the same type of style. You know what I mean? It's gonna come forward at you, but a lot stronger, a lot more punch and power. He's gonna have a lot more resistance. Salido has the same time of that Salido style. except with a lot more power. He's going to have a whole lot more punch resistance, and he's bigger. He's a big kid, strong kid. So because of that, I'm not sure if that's a style he'd want to put himself up against. But if he was able to do that, he was able to become victorious in that particular, against that fighter, then he could have a belt too. And then I guess he could have a unification with Shakur. Because Shakur's talking about, I don't even care about the belts. If he's coming down to 130, we can do it next. I don't even know. F the belts. I'll take him on right now with no belts on the line. I don't care. But that could be an option for him, And maybe even though he faced a young guy in Teofimo Lopez and that didn't work out for him, if he's supposed, quote, a true 130 pounder, he could just go down there and he can take on a Shakur Stevenson, and that would be an option for him, in a unification, maybe not 2021, but maybe in a unification in 2022. Take two. If I was him, I'd be even more active, maybe 3 fights, but minimum 2 fights next year. Maybe get a belt next year. After that, make a defense. And then after doing the defense in 2022, then go ahead and do a unification with Shakur Stevenson. And then see, what he's able to do then. Especially if he believes that he's stronger at 130 pounds. So, but I'm not sure what he's going to do, but me personally, I believe what he's going to do is he's going to stay at 135 pounds and he's just going to campaign there because he's a lot bigger than people think. Lomachenko, like 2 weeks out of the fight, he's still like at 144 pounds. Like 2 weeks to the fight, he's still like 144 pounds. So he has a cut to make 135. You know what I mean? So I don't know, especially at this point with as many fights that he's had at 135 pounds, how comfortable he would be going down to 130. He's not going down to 126. Everybody wants to keep saying that, oh, he's a, quote, 226 pounder. Bullish. He was a big 126 pounder. And I don't see him making that weight. If he tried to come down there, he's going to have some problems with punch resistance. 130, maybe he can do that. He's a guy who's always in shape. He's always working out. Probably a couple of adjustments in nutrition, and he can get back down to 130. But those 4 extra pounds of 126 might end up being a bad thing for him, especially at his age. But we'll see what happens. Shakur Stevenson talk about he wants that work, though. If he comes down to 135, 130, it will be a big fight. It definitely will be a big fight. You can put it at Madison Square Garden, which is close to Jersey. So everybody from Jersey is going to come out there to support Shakur Stevenson. Everybody, all his fans from New York, everything will be out there as well. And those who like Lomachenko can come too. And it can be a nice little rating for ESPN as well. Be a nice little rating for ESPN. I'm sure they would be happy with the whole situation. And Bob Arum, Top Rank, could make good money off of it as well. So, but we'll see what happens. I'm thinking he's going to stay at 135. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.